Welcome back to the Chronicles of the King podcast, where we take a deep dive into the life and legacy of Elvis Presley. I'm Megan.
And I'm Tessa, and we are two 20-something Elvis fans dedicated to keeping his legacy alive with a research-based approach.
Whether you're a die-hard Elvis fan or simply curious about a man who changed the course of music and culture, you're in the right place.
We are here to unpack the myths, explore the music, and get to the heart of Elvis's enduring impact.
Every other week, we'll bring you research, untold stories, and fresh perspectives on Elvis's journey. From his humble beginnings to his legendary performances, we're here to shed light on it all.
So settle in for a podcast made with a lot of TLC for the man himself, one story at a time.
Hi guys, welcome back. We have another exciting episode for you guys today. We're going to be doing a little bit of a recap about Elvis's birthday week, and we obviously have a special guest with us. We have Tupelo Tom. He is back for another episode with us.
Thank you. It's fun to be back. And I'm so glad you asked, because I did your podcast a months ago and got to met you in person at the EPiC screening, where we literally ran into each other. I mean, that's amazing.
It was literally.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And so, what's your general feeling about birthday week this year? It was obviously not like, last year was the 90s, so it was like a big number, but I feel like this year, a little bit of a different vibe. How was it for you on your end?
We were talking about this, me and the people from EPE. This was one of the most fun birthdays we've had. All the events, I mean, centered around EPiC, of course, which, you centered around that and the whole thing's going to be a winner. But a lot of great guests, a lot of great concerts, fun conversations. It was just a very fun and not overpacked with people. It was kind of nice to be able to meet people and talk to people and hang out. And I just thought it was a lot of fun. And weather-wise, I've been involved in a lot of birthdays, and they've been so cold before you couldn't get the knife in the cake. But this one, like, weather, very nice. I kind of had the wrong coat for that weather.
I had the wrong coat.
Yeah.
Didn't need the coat at all.
Yeah. It was just very nice weather, which scares me for August. Because usually it's, 0 degrees in Memphis for birthday and then 100 in August for Elvis week. So make plans on that to bring the correct clothes. I drive, so I bring way too many clothes. So I have to change clothes like 4 times a day if I was going to wear everything I brought. But I completely didn't bring the right thing for that. That was like, what was it, 60 something, 61?
Averaging like 60, high 50s.
Yeah. It's just unheard of.
Beautiful.
Great.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you that, like, do you drive every day of birthday week, like home and back?
No.
Okay.
Nicely, EPE puts me at the guest house. So
nice.
thank you. I stay at the guest house and go to my events, that way. And I'm Jerry Schilling's chauffeur, so I'm available. I'm available for him at all times to take him where he needs to go at the guest house. So I get to do that. And but all the festivals I do around the country, most of them for Cody Daneth, I drive to all of those. And people are like, well, you don't like to fly. And I go, no, I'm a 3 million miler. When you're a 3 million miler, you don't want to fly. It's not that you're afraid to fly.
It's like enough.
Yeah. And I mean, I lived in LA and St. Louis and Chicago and Atlanta, and those are major airport towns. So you can get on a plane and go somewhere nonstop. But in Tupelo, I got to drive like an hour and 30 minutes to Memphis. I got to get there 2 hours before the flight. The flight's going to be delayed once you start adding all that time up, I'm halfway to Waco. So I might as well just drive to Waco.
We usually drive together. So I'll drive down from Syracuse to Megan in Baltimore, and then we'll drive from there to Memphis. And we did it in one shot for birthday week, like one day. We didn't stop. Like, we just went through, because it's the two of us. We just kept driving, but it kind of adds, like, I have a day of coming down to her, and then we have a day of driving. And so it added a lot of time. So this year we both flew, but I had delays like the whole day. It was such a pain. But it was kind of nice to, like, kind of in a sense get in and out in a way. Like
Sure.
A little bit easier. Yeah.
Aside from delays, but yeah, definitely. I was just curious. I was like, do you drive every day, like here and back?
No. It was funny. Actually, one year, I think it was birthday, I left Tupelo in the morning and drove to Memphis, got on the bus for a tour in Memphis that was coming to Tupelo. Okay, so think of this. I drive from Tupelo to the guest house. At the guest house, I get on the Elvis bus going to Tupelo. Angie and I do the whole thing. Come to Tupelo, spend 2 or 3 hours in Tupelo with the people on the bus. We drive back to Memphis. I get in my car and I drive back to Tupelo.
I mean, you're like, my home is right there. I can see
I'm like, can we run into my house for a second? I need to pick something
Please.
up. Yeah,
please.
But
and
it's not bad. I mean, driving is not bad. You kind of get to zone. You listen to Elvis radio. You know, the last.
I'm gonna do a TCB takeover for the first time. I'm so excited.
Oh.
I sent in my email and then they said yes. I did my little recording and stuff. I chose my songs. I think I have a good selection, and I'm excited. I was like,
that's the way to do it. And I had a really long trip to St. Simons, Georgia, which is like 10 hours from Tupelo, and so I listened to the Peter Guralnick's Colonel Parker book, the audio book for the Colonel Parker thing. So I got that part. I got the first half of it taken care of, and now I'm reading the letters now in the back of the book.
Right, so many letters.
Yeah.
We actually, so this was like, I guess it's not on our little schedule of like events and stuff, but we went to Tupelo on the Saturday, like the 10th, I guess. And we got to do a couple more things that we hadn't done last time. We went to, what was it, like the theater, whatever, where Elvis had his first kiss.
Yeah, the Lyric. Yeah. I used to work
Haunted.
there. I was a projectionist there. I was a projectionist there in the 70s. Yeah.
Is it haunted? Our friend Tara would like to know.
Yes, it is. I freaked out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so it's 1975, 76. I'm 15, 16 years old. I don't know anything about this legend of haunting. I mean, there was no...
Isn't that his name?
It's just an old building. And my boss, first of all, looking back on it, how they ever trusted to give the keys to a 15-year-old. What kind of labor laws were they breaking? I mean, I made deposits in bank bags and stuff. I'm 15 years old.
Not legal.
I used to hear walking. I would hear laughing. And I would hear seats going down. Like thump, 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 thump. You know, just... And I would just kind of stay cool and say, okay, I'm leaving now. I'm locking up. So I used to have to go down the sides to check the exit doors. There's many nights I didn't do that because I just didn't want to go down there. Or I'd turn the work lights on where like all the overhead lights were on. And I would talk out loud. I would say, okay, I'm coming down. I'm doing this. I'm checking this.
Warn them.
Because I thought if it's a homeless person, a burglar, a killer, or a ghost, I want them to know I'm coming.
Fair enough. So all the bases covered. I tried to cover.
I didn't want to get a technicality. I wanted to cover everything. So. But I'm so glad you got to come to Tupelo then. That's great.
Yes, we got to go to Johnny's Drive-In, which I hadn't done before. And it was so sweet. We had earlier in the week, we did a tour of the Memphian and we met these older Elvis fans who had seen him like 15 times. And they actually owned like Elvis jewelry and all this kind of, they had one of his pianos. Like they said we were the highlight of their week, like with our little group, the Good Luck Charms, like seeing young people. And we bumped into them at Johnny's and they actually bought our lunch, which was very sweet of them. Like we went to get the bill and she's like, oh, you're taken care of. And it was them over in the corner. It was really nice.
Oh, that's so cool. That's like in a movie.
I know. It was really sweet.
Like, oh no, your bill's been taken care of.
Elvis fans though.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. She had this beautiful ring that Elvis had given Sammy Davis Jr. That was like a treble clef and like a music staff.
Yeah.
It was an EP on it. And she like let us try it on. It was really cool.
We love a good show and tell moment.
Was it Glenn from Texas?
It might have been.
Was his name Glenn? Yeah.
They were from
He's like a collector, big collector from Texas.
Yeah, with his wife and a friend.
Yeah.
So they were absolutely.
Okay,
yeah. That's cool. You saw him. He's a good guy.
So we had a good experience in Tupelo.
We did.
Good. Well,
saw the elementary school. The Hound Dogs.
Yes.
Yes.
We went to Relics.
Oh, yes, in the building, the Reed's Manufacturing, where Gladys used to work.
Yep.
Those were my grade schools also, Milam and Lawhorn. I went to those schools. So
was it the
cool.
Hound Dogs then?
No, it was not the Hound Dogs then. No.
I thought so, that they changed it probably.
We were which school did you go to, Milam or Lawhorn?
Lawhorn.
Lawhorn, okay, yeah. That was my kindergarten and first grade. I don't know what we were then. But I know, so the high school is the Golden Wave, and my junior high was Milam, and we were the Ripples, you see, because we couldn't be waves yet. We were Ripples.
That's cute.
We were embarrassed by it in 8th grade too. So
that's funny.
Yeah, we thought, can't they come up with a better name than Ripples? But I guess not.
It's okay. You were going to be.
So I'm glad you got to see Tupelo. That's cool.
Yes. Yeah,
it's completely, especially the birthplace and the grounds of the birthplace. It's completely the polar opposite of Graceland and all, Graceland, it's Elvis with money, and Tupelo is just the boy, just that boy that anything could happen, dreaming of having a mansion and having a house for his mom, and that's what I love about it, that it's so quiet and peaceful, and everything is possible there when you're at that age, growing up in Tupelo. It's just really cool. I'm glad you got to see that.
And I got to it was quiet enough that, you kind of get to be in the little house by yourself. And it feels very you feel such a, I don't know, connection to Elvis, of why he became who he was and how he became who he was. And that, this was what really propelled him. And it's really just it's nice to kind of recenter on that after sometimes, you're at Graceland and it's all amazing and everything's beautiful and lights. And it's just very no pretense, very.
It was, I think Baz's movie with Austin Butler, the Elvis movie, was really the first time I think a lot of people, even my age people, really got an idea of, oh, that poor. Oh, whoa, that's poor. I think, you can say poverty, but until you see the kind of poverty that he grew up in, and it's really shown well in Baz's movie, you start to understand. And when you're standing in that house, knowing that it was one of 20 or 30 houses that line that street, that he and, his father and grandfather built, or uncle built, it was, you kind of get an understanding of, well, no wonder he bought a bunch of cars. He had nothing when he was a kid,
Yep. So I guess let's go back to our little birthday week.
Okay.
Let's go chronologically.
Okay.
So we're starting. Yes. You obviously had to wear several hats this week. So what kind of different roles? Can you tell us a little bit about what different roles you had to do during the week?
Mainly, I'm kind of always a host, of interviews or events or things. But back in maybe November or something, I was talking to Jen and Alicia at EPE, who were my bosses of, they hand me the assignments. It's kind of like Mission Impossible. They have the thing and they go, okay, we're going to go that to time. Okay. And they said, hey, we've got a show on Friday night. We want to do a show on the Jungle Room. Would you produce it? And I said, awesome. Well, do you have singers picked? And they said, yes, we have Pat Dunn and Spencer Sutherland. And I'm like, yes, I'll do it with them. And so that was one hat I wore, which I think that was Friday night of birthday week.
Friday night.
So I was working for a month or two with Spencer and Pat to figure out what we wanted to do with Jungle Room songs. All the time I was kind of preparing for, so my first thing I had, then I guess it was the 7th, was Jerry Schilling in the Jungle Room, a 90-minute interview.
Tell us about that.
It's it's just, I look at my life and I just go, how in the world did I end up being able to go in the Jungle Room, first of all? And I'm walking in with Jerry Schilling. It just doesn't register sometimes to me. And there's 10 people. It's a very exclusive ticket. It sells out really quickly. Everybody complains about, stuff at Gray. It's so expensive. So, well, it sells out. So, I mean,
true.
and that's one of those things to hear Jerry Schilling speak for an hour and a half in the Jungle Room. It's kind of one of those things that's priceless too. So, to be able to be in there with him, and he tells a story about that's the space when it was still like a little patio that he came and waited all day the night before when Elvis said, "You don't want to work for us." He said yes, and the next morning he showed up there and waited kind of all day for Elvis to wake up. So it was right there in the Jungle Room. And I've done it before in their interviews with Linda Thompson, and the Jungle Room was important to her because that's where she saw Elvis when he invited her over to the house, and Vernon came to the front door. And when she walked in, Elvis was sitting in the Jungle Room, like kind of waiting.
She's the pretty little thing waiting for the king.
Waiting for the king down in the Jungle Room. And so it's a neat space. And just to be there with Jerry, and it's the kind of interview that it's not like I do when I do it at the soundstage, which is, I'm kind of away from everybody. So there can't really be any audience interaction, really. This is 10 people sitting on the landing, and I'm just at the bottom of the landing sitting with Jerry. And so it's more of really a conversation because I'll get Jerry going on something. And if anybody has any questions they want to bring up, then it's like, let's not wait till the end. Let's get a conversation going now. So all through the conversation, they can just talk normally and go, well, Jerry, I wonder what about so. And so it really is kind of a neat thing that I have to really keep tabs on the time because it goes by so quickly because everybody's participating. You really do get the opportunity to sit and talk and to have a conversation. And then they had their photos made with Jerry. Robert Dye, the Graceland photographer, took their photos with Jerry, in the Jungle Room with all that jungly stuff behind him. So, I mean, that's a really great way to kick off, Elvis Week.
Yeah. And like it feels like it must be so warm. Like that's one of my favorite rooms in the house just because it feels cozy. Like I really feel like I could like hang out in there. So to have an event, couch, right, to have an event that's so intimate and with such a, important person in Elvis's life, like it just must be so warm.
And the mansion's closed it's closed, so it's quiet. And I've been in there before with Angie after we've done tours and we're kind of locking up, and even walking out the front door at 9 or 10, or we've walked out the front door before at 1 o'clock after a tour, 1 a.m. Even though Elvis Presley Boulevard is at the bottom of the hill and it's a very busy street, it's so quiet and peaceful at the top of the hill in Graceland. It's just very comfortable, and you do feel at home there.
Absolutely.
And especially in the Jungle Room, because it really is a great recording studio, because you can, there's no echo, because you got, they got carpet on the ceiling, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
It's a great experience. It's just very intimate. And you feel like he just went upstairs, like he'll be down in a minute. That's what always gets me. And then I'm sitting there with Jerry Schilling. It's still just amazing to me. So
do you find it easier? I know what a great kickoff. But do you find it easier to get people like Jerry Schilling to like open up a little bit more when there's a smaller crowd versus like you're doing it on the soundstage at Graceland?
Oh yeah, just because I know the people that are there, those 10 people already know who I'm talking to. They already know a lot. So I can go places with him of things that he always tells me. He says, I love when you ask me something, I actually have to think for a second, because I'm like, whoa, that's not one of my greatest hit stories, when I'm on stage at the sound stage and there's 1,000 people, 9 or whatever it is, I'm doing an interview for everybody. So I don't want to over explain things because the super fans are going to know that. But I had a boss one time at Turner that always said, don't talk too inside baseball, because the quickest way to lose someone is when you start talking inside baseball. Like if I'm on the soundstage and I'm talking about, well, GK said, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's George Klein, childhood friend, went to school together. But I say in a way that doesn't slow anything down, George Klein, the local DJ who was a friend of yours and Elvis is growing up, everybody called him GK. And then I can talk about
Right.
whatever question I have. Which so I don't have to do that in a group of 10 people because they kind of know more than the new fans, and that's what I love talking with all the people doing interviews. And always remember, there are new fans out there, so I want them to. I don't want to lose them because, like, if I don't really keep up with any sports at all, except for Ole Miss. And sometimes I'll be watching something and they're talking. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. You still can't explain ERA in baseball to me, earned run average. I don't understand.
I don't get it.
If somebody gets into a deep conversation about that, you're going to lose a lot of people.
Yeah,
they just don't know what you're talking about, and they just kind of tune out.
Yeah,
and so
it
Elvis
seems almost
fans,
like unattainable.
Yeah, so if I mention "Love Me Tender," I'll say Elvis's first movie, "Love Me Tender." But just little things that kind of help people go, "Oh, okay, that's okay, got it. Now I know what we're talking about."
It's nice. Like, that's one of my favorite things about being at an Elvis event with Elvis people, or having like our little girls group chat and chatting, is we can say things and like we all know. Like, you don't have to explain it, but it is fun to also explain things. I know we've done it before on the podcast of like going into a deep dive and talking about things that people might not know, to give it for a wider audience. Like, if my mom's listening to it, like, she doesn't know as much, obviously, as like I know, but to get people like a wider audience. So it's cool and must be a little challenging to flip between the two like mindsets, but that's really cool. I'm like, I wish I want to do one of those like conversations in the jungle room so bad.
Yeah. It's a special time, and it's really fun. I've done them before with like Jerry and Linda together. And then I just kind of I throw the subject up, and then I just stay out of the way. And people go, "Oh, Tom, that was a great interview." And I go, "I didn't do anything. I just shut up, just be quiet and let them talk." And they're so funny together and so knowledgeable. You can tell they both love Elvis, and also all to a person through the years, everybody I've interviewed are appreciative and love Elvis fans because they understand what it is. They're Elvis fans too. Jerry always says, people don't remember when I heard him on the radio. He said I was 14 and I was like, "Oh my gosh, who is this guy? He's a local guy." He was a fan before we met him.
Yeah.
And he said it really never left him. And all these people are fans of Elvis. So they love to meet you guys and to talk to the Elvis fans. There are ways to get into the hotel that you won't be seen. But Jerry, I'll go, "Jerry, I can take you in there." He goes, "I'm walking in the front door. I don't work here. I'm walking in the front door." And he just walks in and
do it.
I had a couple of people say, "We think we saw Jerry Schilling, but he was in the lobby walking through." And I go, "No, that was him. He was walking through the lobby." That was Jerry. Yeah.
After years of probably walking through the back door with Elvis, he's going to take advantage of walking through the front door now.
Yeah, he said he's seen a lot of kitchens, in hotels and things, and walking and loading docks and kitchens. He said he had seen a lot of. Never got to see the towns or the front of the hotel, but they went in a lot of freight elevators and things like that.
I'm sure they didn't even know where they were. Like,
there's a story, and like in the 70s, that rock bands that toured all the time, they would tape the name of the city on the front of the stage. So they would look down and go, "Oh, hey, welcome to Syracuse. All right, thank you. How you doing?" Because you don't want to be in Rochester and say, "Welcome to Syracuse,"
Right.
So,
the quickest way to lose the crowd,
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the little proclamation ceremony, maybe.
Yeah. Every year, Argo is such a great host in putting that together. And I always love the talks by either the mayors or the representative of the mayor's offices because Memphis is interesting because there's a mayor of Memphis and there's a mayor of Shelby County in which Memphis is located. So you get two proclamations from the two mayors, and they're always so incredibly exciting and entertaining and almost church-like in the way they're written and presented. And those guys, either mayors or the representatives, they love being there because think about it, 360 something days a year, you're doing proclamations for, okay, congratulations, it's National Tractor Day in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
We want to welcome all
right.
the people who make tractors. But they get to come to Graceland and do a proclamation in front of a bunch of fans, and they're being
Right.
seen around the world online.
Mhm.
It's just so much love and so much fun. And then to have Jerry there this year to cut the cake, and he really did. He talked to me about stuff that he always calls me and says, "Okay, what do you think of this?" And he'll read me the proclamation or read me his remarks. And I thought about it when I saw him up there doing it. And I don't think he'd mind me saying this. When Lisa passed away, and just before they had her memorial service at Graceland, Jerry called me and he said, "What do you think about this?" And he started telling me about Lisa. And I thought, well, this is really good. He didn't tell me that this was going to be his remarks at the memorial. And so when I watched it online, I'm like, oh my God, he was running that with me. Because there's a couple of little tweaks that I said, hey, what about that? And he goes, oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna. And he doesn't wing things. He really works on it. He really thinks about what he wants to say and how he wants to say it. And he knows how important it is, as being one of the few people left to represent Elvis and all the Elvis world that was, around Elvis. So I was very happy with his remarks, and he's always he always has fun. And he said the best part is we get cake, so this is good, And then I had conversations later that day, so I didn't get to go with him to the cake cutting over at Gladys or Vernon's or wherever that was. I had to get ready for conversations.
Well, we had our little meetup after, so we kind of ran over there to the guest house, and we had an
But I was
amazing
pulling a Jerry.
turnout.
I went to go get cake.
There you go.
She got cake.
There you go.
We kind of ran over there, and but she was getting cake.
That's one of the things I love too, is all the young groups of podcasters and fans that are having their individual meetups. I love that Elvis is the person, the music and Elvis brought you together. Yeah. And there you are in, Baltimore area, and there you are in Syracuse, and here I am in Tupelo, and somehow we're here together talking about this. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
The people that he brings together and how he does it. And I love the meetups that are always going on. I saw a lot of people on that staircase at the guest house getting group pictures made, that staircase down on the south end. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have
I was really
another group
happy with
called, oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry. But we have another group called the Good Luck Charms. And so that's what we did that with. And it was really fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But we were really happy with it this time because we did it in the lobby. And so people are coming in after the proclamation and they're just wandering by. And it was a lot of older fans that we were come on, we're doing a little meetup, and we would talk to them. They'd share their stories with us. And it was just a really great way to get everybody together and meet new people and just showcase the power of Elvis.
Yeah, I love that. I got one of the bracelets.
Yes.
Some young fan gave me. I mean, Pat had an armful of them.
A lot of those were from us. Let me tell you.
Okay.
We made specific, with the Good Luck Charms kind of stuff. We made specific ones, or our friend Diane made specific ones for specific people. So she made you the Tom one.
I had the Tupelo. I had a Tupelo Tom. I never got to. It was weird. I think she gave it to me at the screening, right after the screening.
Yes.
And when she handed it to me, she said, "I want you to have this." And I looked at it, and I'm like, "Oh, she's gone."
And she's gone.
She was just gone. And I'm like, I'll never be able to say thank you. So tell her thank you. Or thank you if you see this. Yeah.
Make sure she sees it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So that kind of brings us to the EPiC screening.
Yeah.
So
let's
digest.
The
last time we talked, we mentioned it, and you hadn't seen it before.
I had not. I could have seen it early, but one of my conversations, and I had some great conversations. I had Jerry Schiff and Jerry Schilling and Terry Blackwood and Jim Murray from the Imperials and Larry Strickland from the Stamps and Tony Brown, who played keyboard, and Joel Weinschenker there telling what they're going to be doing the next year or two. And Jerry sat in on the interview that I did with Jonathan, but I didn't want to see the movie before I talked to him because I knew I would fanboy out. with him. I knew I would go, oh, that part where I love when that happened. And I didn't want to give anything away to the audience. So I said, I want to be as blind as going into this interview. I don't want to, I just didn't want to know what I was going to be seeing. And I didn't want to see it on a computer before I saw it on the big screen.
Right.
And so they said, do you want the 5 o'clock screening or the 8:30 screening or whatever the 8 o'clock screening was? And I said, well, Ole Miss is playing in the Fiesta Bowl at, at like 6:30. So if I could see the 5 o'clock, that'd be great. So I ran from the movie to watch Ole Miss lose. Anyway, I got to tell you, the first 10 minutes. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to name drop. So just step over all this.
All right.
Jerry Schiff is sitting at my knees in front of me. Jerry Schilling is sitting directly behind me. And every time he came on screen, he would bump the back of my chair, like hit the back of my chair, like, there I am, there I am, there I am.
I love that.
I sat next to Pat West, who is Red West's widow, who's a friend of mine. And Kim Davis was down the line, who was the widow of Richard Davis, who's also all over the movie, is one of the mafia guys. So it was just really neat to be in that environment. And the cool thing too, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, I saw the Elvis movie in that same theater the very first time when they had the premiere at Graceland with Baz and Lisa and Priscilla and Jerry on stage. So those two movies I saw in that venue for the very first time. And the first 10 minutes of it, I mean, I used to make documentaries at TCM. I was there like 18, 19 years and I produced documentaries. It was almost overwhelming the first 10 or 15 minutes. I was like, you know what? There's so much. It was like watching a kaleidoscope because it was just so beautiful and put together. And I thought, he's made a kaleidoscope of a documentary. And I said, you know what I'm going to have to do? And I made this decision after about 15 minutes. I said, I'm going to see this 100 times. I know I will hopefully in my life. This time, I'm just going to watch Elvis. I'm just going to, if he's up in the corner, I'm going to find him and I'm just going to look at him and all this other stuff. I'll see that later. But this first time, I'm just going to watch Elvis. And so from then on, I would just find him. I'm like, oh, there he is. Okay, I'm just going to follow him. Okay, I don't even know who's around him, behind him, or whatever. Okay, I just followed Elvis, and it just is stunning. It just is stunning.
I mean, your eyes are just like laser focused on him. And the thing for me about it was my first time seeing it. Megan saw it at TIFF in Toronto, and so. It was like I don't even really know what happened. It was like I was in a they're talking about things. I was like, what? Like, I don't know, because I was just, like you said, like focused on Elvis because I've never seen him look so like a real person. And I don't know how else to put that, because
I know.
It makes, like, you can see his pores, like, and because he was alive before either of us ever were. It's so sometimes hard, to see black and white pictures, and it feels very detached, and you feel like, oh, I'm not, or footage that's kind of grainy, like the 68 special. It's like, it's remastered to an extent, but it's not live and real. And it has a kind of soft filter on it that makes it seem far ago. But to see him so clearly was like, oh, it made him feel so much more real to me. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, oh, like that's a real person who lived and he looked like that. Like,
I know.
Like, it was crazy to see.
You watch it and you go, oh, they had belts and they had shirts with buttons on them. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. But then you look at him in that time period and he's so ungodly gorgeous compared to everybody else in the scene. He's walking through. He could have never been an electrician. He could have not done it because he's gorgeous. And he just did look like a prince from another planet. I mean, he really did look like
absolutely.
that. But you're right about that. It showed him, it made it real. It made it current. It wasn't grainy footage. That gets lost. And I'm glad you brought that up because it's hard to relate. Because sometimes when I worked at TCM, we were trying to get people to watch movies that there's a layer of distance that you put between something if it seems old and creaky. Like I don't want to watch that. But those people were alive in the 30s, and they had problems like we had problems, and maybe this movie is important for this reason or something,
Right.
Citizen Kane or something like that. And this movie, man, I just thought of the young people that are going to see this that have no idea if he maybe even still might be alive. I mean, they don't even know.
Yeah.
It's going to be that, like Jerry always said, and I always quote him, get the young people in front of Elvis and he'll take care of the rest. And my God, this is the perfect example of that. And
absolutely,
any 10 seconds of the movie could be a TikTok.
Yes.
Any 10 seconds. I mean, it could be
like the micro expressions on his face too, of like that you really were like, you could see every thought. And I loved how they put together like the rehearsal to, like on stage rehearsal to the show. And like you saw the full progression of his choreography to an extent and his musical like vision for what it was going to be. And just like that was so important, I think, to see him as a musician and as an arranger and as a vocalist and all of these things. Like for me, that was the most amazing thing. And Megan, what did Terry say to us after
we had to, so we interviewed Terry Blackwood, and so we saw him in the audience, and we're like, as we're leaving, we approached him, we saw him, and we're just like introducing ourselves, like, hi, nice to meet you in person. We're like, what did you think? Like, what was your thought process watching EPiC for the first time? And he's like, he's beaming from ear to ear, and he's like, it brought back a lot of really great memories. And he goes, and I think it'll win an Academy Award.
And think about it. I mean,
I'm like,
because Jim Murray is in it too. I mean, Jim and Terry, they were there, and they're in. And here's footage they've never seen in 50 plus years. It's kind of like, how many times, and I'm sure you've done this a lot, you're with a group of people and you take a bunch of pictures and then you never see them. You never see those pictures. Now let 55 years pass, and all of a sudden somebody walks in with a picture and says, here's a picture from, and you're like, it immediately takes you back to that place you were with those people. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this. Because you don't have a memory that memory's not faded because you haven't been referencing it for the last 55 years. It's still brand new to you. And a photo just takes you back. My mom is 96 and she's still like with it. I mean, she's so smart. But you show her a photo and she goes, oh, that's a dress. I bought that at Goldsmith's in Memphis in 1942. And I didn't wear it a lot because it itched. Like, but that's what a photo can do. Imagine Terry Blackwood seeing footage of himself 50 something years ago and going, I remember that day. He came over to me. And also I'm always amazed at, they didn't look at him like, oh, you're Elvis. They were all working together, having fun. And it really showed how smart Elvis was as a producer. He was his own record producer. He was his own choreographer. He was his own show producer, telling what he want. I want, do this with the drums and do that, and Ronnie do that, and he just so smart. And he didn't write a song, but he didn't have to write a song because he was making those songs his own with how he was doing it. And did you see the one moment? And spoiler alert. There's a moment in the film when you see his foot tapping. It's just a close up of his foot tapping. He's playing the big guitar, the country gentleman or whatever it is, and he's on the stool, and it shows his foot tapping. He's wearing like a loafer, with white socks.
I remember that.
There's like a tongue of a loafer on it.
I didn't notice that.
It's like a nurse or a doctor's shoe or something. And Loretta Harper, who is Betty Harper's daughter, and Loretta is like a wardrobe costume person. She's done a lot of the preservation of the jumpsuits for EPE. She's like Reba McEntire's stylist. I mean, she's very smart in clothes. And she came to me, she goes, did you see the loafer? Did you see the shoe, the white shoe? And I go, I love that. Is that what that was? Because it was only there for like 5 seconds, and it's not like you can pause it and run it back. And I go, I thought that was a shoe, but I didn't. She goes, I think that was a shoe. So now I've told Angie we've got a new challenge. Where the heck is the shoe?
Where's
What's
that
the story?
shoe?
And so here's what I came up with. They're upstairs. They're upstairs in the suite. It's at the International. And he's getting dressed. Charlie, where are my boots? Elvis, they were right here. Where are my boots, Charlie? I don't know. Well, damn, just find me some shoes or something. And they just found some white shoes, and he put those on and wore them in the show. Because who's looking at Elvis's feet? You know?
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sure it's going to be. It could be anything, but I bet nobody knew until that movie that he wore a pair of shoes on stage.
I didn't even, you know, like I just said, it's like a blur, and so I cannot wait to see it again. Tickets purchased, like
purchased already. Yep.
But I'm gonna have to look out for this shoe now.
And I mean, and think of the other stuff we missed. I mean, Megan, you saw it twice now.
I saw it twice.
You know, so what were your feelings the first time?
I guess like you guys were the first time. I was just like in awe. Like I was just trying to focus on being in the moment. I wasn't looking for anything in particular. I was just watching Elvis. Yeah. And I think for me, exactly. And like you said, it was like kind of like a kaleidoscope, especially like that first part with all the montages. I was more, I think the first time like enveloped in the sound and the sound quality and hearing Elvis like I've never heard him before. My favorite part of the film still, even after seeing it twice, was when Elvis is singing Near My God to Thee. When we were in TIFF, there was something about the sound that they had there that when he started singing the chorus, I was like, oh. And then Diane and I are sitting next to each other and we're just like grabbing each other. And that still is my favorite moment because, like I said, I've never heard it in that high of a quality. And I think that's what stands out to me for the film.
There were a lot of moments where I could hear James's riff on the guitar that I'd never heard before. I could hear Elvis's little line he was doing, the little run he was doing on the guitar. I could hear Glenn D's piano. I could hear things I'd never heard before. So the sound really is that Nearer My God. When I heard it, I just kept thinking, okay, he's surely going to stop now. No, he just went up another octave, and he's doing now he's got. Oh my God, he just went up another. I mean, he just kept near my. I mean, just kept going up, and I'm like, oh my God, he just keeps going.
I'm such a voice nerd that I was like, because that's what I'm studying and what I do, and I'm watching. I'm like, what is he doing with his vowel shape? Like, I'm like, because you can see it for like the first time, you can see his like vocal mechanism working. You can see like the way and I'm trying to analyze him as like a voice teacher, and I really tried to be not biased, but I was like, it's amazing, he has perfect technique. Like I can't help it.
And anytime I sit next to Tessa and we're like at some kind of there's singing going on, I'll be at a concert with her and I just look at her just because I need to get like, the professional reaction. So when this part came up, when he started singing Near My God to Thee, I'm like looking at Tessa and like trying to gauge her reaction, and I could see like she was just in awe of the moment. I'm like,
if I'm like that, I don't think it's very good.
It's not good.
It's the eyebrows. It's like really bad.
I don't think so.
Or if they're going for a high note, and I'm like, are they gonna get it?
I'm gonna go with you.
It's like I feel nervous because I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna hit that note? But I know he's going to, and so you feel like, and I get such a like, I don't know, like a rush when he does, because it's like, you just hit that. Like,
I know. Yes.
And it just feels so different from these other like Elvis movies and concert movies and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I worked on the That's the Way It Is special edition in like in 2000, 2001. And we got what we thought was all the footage from Warner Brothers. We didn't know about these salt mines.
Not the salt mine.
Come on.
We didn't know about the salt mine. Or at least they didn't give us salt mine stuff. So, I mean, we did a lot of, Rick Schmidlin, the producer of the special edition, such a brilliant guy that we worked with on other projects at Turner. Because we did that cut of the special edition we tried to get rid of the fans. Well, that sounds horrible to say, but we wanted to focus more on Elvis instead of the fans, because That's the Way It Is was a product of Elvis and Colonel. That was like a promo for come see Elvis in Vegas. He's not in the
yeah.
movies anymore. Now he's in Vegas. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that's the way it is. I always say, that's the way it is a promo to come see Elvis in Vegas, and Elvis on tour is a promo for he's
Mm-hmm.
coming to a town near you. So be on the lookout.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. So we did that special edition to try to focus more on some of the music that we had performances of that
Mm-hmm.
you didn't get to see in its entirety, or songs maybe you didn't get to see. So that was that. And I know how difficult it is to find footage like that. And I know there's a lot of people that are still like, well, what? Well, they've got, you know, some concert in Virginia. We've got the complete concert. Well, that's true. They probably do. But
Hampton Roads, that's the one they always talk about.
Hampton Roads. Yeah, Hampton Roads. They got the, and, yeah, they do. And, you know, they've got other generations that
Mm-hmm.
need to see stuff too. So, you get it, and you get it when it's ready, you know?
Yes.
I would have loved to have seen this footage a long time ago, but I'm so glad I saw it honored this way
Mm-hmm.
and used this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Elvis gave us everything. Why are we still want more?
Mm-hmm.
We keep wanting, I want more. You know, we've done tours of the mansion, and we've had people do multiple tours, and they're like, well, we saw this last time. I'm like, well, do you think there's a new story with the sofa? I mean, there's the story of the sofa, and that's the story of the sofa. There's the story of the chandelier. There's not a new story. Well, this is not pick an ending. It's the history of what it is. And so to see this material like this, and Jerry made a great observation. He said one thing to be watching for in the movie. He wouldn't tell me anything but he had seen it. And Jerry was an editor. You know, Jerry worked on on tour, Elvis on tour.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you're going to see things. It'll be moments that you know, but it's from a different camera.
Yes.
You know, so the one I can think about is there's the shot in Elvis on Tour where he's running off stage and he's running down that tunnel. And like the guy's like, it's kind of like this, and they kind of run. And I just think, well, that was Elvis's whole life right there in that one shot. Just like a herd of Joe Esposito in front.
Yeah.
And they're just, everybody out of the way, we're getting in the car. And we've seen him get in the car from the side, like across the car.
Yes.
You know, going down out of sight. But this time we saw it from the side, getting in the car. And I mean, they're throwing him in there, and everybody's, it's like they're leaving after an assassination attempt, but the band's still playing. They're just getting him out of the building. And so there were a lot of moments like that. I can't wait to go back and watch it again.
Right.
Because for every moment I processed and said, oh, that was from, I mean, think about it. I'm thinking to myself, oh, that was from On Tour, and that's a different camera angle. Well, while I was telling myself that, I missed 8 other things that were going on. I mean, it is this movie, the first time you see it, is kind of what happens if you're in a car wreck and police come and you're still kind of shaken up, and they go, well, what happened? And they go, I don't know. It was a car. What color was the car? I don't know what color the car was.
No,
it could have been red, could have been blue. I don't know. Because you're just kind of overwhelmed, and you kind of have to settle down. And right after the movie, people were like, what do you think of the movie? I go, I can't talk about it right now. I got to kind of process this.
I can't.
Yeah. I just got to kind of take it easy and make sure that I know what I saw, and I cannot wait to see it again. And I'm going to go back to Memphis. I'm going to go to, see it on IMAX, you know, in February. Because I want to take my wife. I said, you've got to see this on an IMAX. You can't see it in the house with the dogs climbing over. You know, you got to just, you know, this is just one of those special things. And the other part, and I said this during conversations, that, I mean, I've been around a while, you know, in the Elvis world as a fan. I'm old. How come I didn't come up with EPiC, Elvis Presley in concert? It was right there in front of us the whole time. EPiC, Elvis Presley in concert. It's right there. It's right there. And somebody, and genius, just genius to call it that. You know?
Not genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about, as we're talking about EPiC, so they have the most amazing new exhibit at Graceland. Angie and the archives team, when I tell you, I literally had an out of body experience the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
This new EPiC exhibit. So what
to be completely honest, I did not have any free time to get over there and see it. Because I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it before the movie.
Right.
And once the movie was over, I mean, I had Elvis 101 on Friday.
Yes, you had a lot.
I had rehearsals for the Jungle Room, and then the Jungle Room show Friday night, and
Mhm.
Saturday I had a bus tour till like 12:30. So I mean, I just never. I never got a chance to see it, but I'm gonna, I go back
You have to.
quite often, so
Yes.
I want to see it again.
It's
I want to
just, I
go
mean,
to see it for the first time.
what the archives team did is just
Yeah.
incredible. And
Beautiful.
for me, the big ticket item was the red outfit with the black pants,
Mhm.
the rehearsal outfit.
Yeah.
Because when I first saw the Elvis movie in 2022, and I was changed for good for life.
Mhm.
I went home, and that was one of the scenes that really stuck with me, because I was like, is that, well, first, is that real? Like, did he really do this in his rehearsals? Did he like really have a vision for how these things should come together?
Mhm.
And I remember trying to find the footage and finding some of it of him wearing that outfit. And it wasn't, whatever song it was, That's All Right, that they were doing in the Elvis movie, but it was footage from that in that outfit. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is, and it looked so much like the movie.
Yeah.
And to see then some of this footage in EPiC, and
Yeah.
Jonathan Redmond, we bumped into him, Diane and I did, as we were walking back to the guest house after the proclamation. And we said, he told us that it was supposed to be a companion. EPiC was supposed to kind of be a companion piece to the Elvis movie originally. And so a lot of the narrative and kind of the storyline is very similar, and they go side by side. And it made so much sense, because I do remember, and I had no idea about EPiC. I didn't know like there was lost footage. I'm a baby Elvis fan day one, and I'm trying to find this footage, and I was like, oh, they don't have the footage of that specific thing, but this is him in that outfit. And it was like, it was so cool to see some of that more footage of him in that outfit, and like to be like, oh, I remember like trying to find this, and I didn't even know it couldn't be found, until it was amazing. And
I had somebody came
outfit,
a young person came up to me and said, there's a lot of lost footage out there. When are they going to release it? And I said, have you seen Fun in Acapulco? And they went, what do you mean? And I go, have you seen the movie Fun in Acapulco? And they go, no. I go watch that. I said, you have a lot of homework. You have a lot of homework to do before you start wanting lost footage. Have you seen all of Elvis's movies?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some lost footage for you. Go watch an Elvis movie. I mean,
really,
you got a lot to, there's a lot to process here. It's not lost to you. You haven't even seen the stuff that's out.
Yeah.
It's everybody always wants more. And I think that everybody has been very smart in how they have done this. And I think Elvis has the perfect collaborator in Baz. Baz is the only kind of director. I mean, I had seen Great Gatsby. I'd seen Moulin Rouge. And the over-the-top style that Baz has is perfect for Elvis. I mean, absolutely perfect for Elvis. And he was really, up until the day before the conversations, they were like, we may add 30 minutes if Baz gets here, because he's in Europe or Australia doing a movie, and he's trying to get here. And they were never going to announce him, because they didn't, they could have announced him.
They didn't know.
They just didn't know. And it's better for him to walk out unannounced than it is to not be there announced.
Right.
And up until like that morning, I thought, was he here or not here?
Right.
Because do I need to get nervous now, or do I need to wait until 2:00 to get nervous?
Right.
But he shot that video for the intro for all of us at Graceland, that he was happy that we were seeing it there, and they had been over there in the guest house theater, or the TCB showroom now, tweaking the audio for like a day or two to make sure Jonathan had everything just the way Baz wanted it, to make sure we saw it, in that kind of situation. So
Megan,
I would
you
say
were saying the
audio
sound was better.
Yeah, I was saying the audio was like top notch, because there was a lot of points where you could hear the crowd like in the film, but I was so confused. I was like, is that the film? Is that in the
I was like, is that me? Am I clapping?
Is that me?
Yeah. I did the same thing at the guest house. I thought, knowing us, that's us clapping.
And it was me and them.
I was never sure. Yeah.
That's a great thing too, is when you're in a movie theater and you're surrounded by people just like you. as opposed to people who were on their phone with because they're there because somebody else came, so they're on their phone and they're,
Right.
Uh, it was so much fun, but there were moments I thought, because I think I'm clapping. I'm clapping. I didn't even realize I'm clapping. All of us are. I can't wait to go back and see. Was that on the soundtrack or was that us? I think it was a mixture of both. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I was clapping for sure, but it was kind of like I guess it's like a moment, like you're saying, of I felt like I'm there with these people, and it feels like a kinship with these older fans who, you know, a lot of them will never meet, and it was such a moment of like I want them to know that I'm appreciating it and appreciating Elvis the way they did, and it was cool to have it like they're clapping but I'm clapping, like, and I'm seeing him on the screen and I'm like, what, like, you know, and other people are doing it too, and that was like such a, I don't know, it was so perfect.
And that's you know that 1970s, that's when I was a teenager, and like that's my Elvis.
Yeah,
you know, that's that. I was like, oh, he's okay. Yeah, he was cool. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I was right at 12. I was right at 12 years old. Yeah, he was cool. To be sitting with Pat West, and every time Red would come on screen, like in a wide shot of people moving, I go, Pat, you can see Red first in any shot because his hair. I says, I've never seen Red's hair that red. And she goes, oh, no, Elvis could always spot him in a crowd because he could find his head. Because he was I go, it's like Red's hair is plugged in. It's so red. It's just
it was so
electric, electric, you know. So I thought that was fun. It's fun. In all the Elvis movies, I always go back and I would love to watch the background players to see like, oh, look, there's Jerry Schilling, there's Richard Davis, there's Joe Esposito, or there's Sonny. Oh, he's beating up Red. Oh, he's beating up Red again. I can't wait to go back in this movie and watch it and see all the people in the background and all those things, and to see superstars like Sammy Davis and Cary Grant talking to Elvis.
I mean,
and you know, it's just, it shows you, you know, who it was, and I'm just very happy that this was just such a gift to us this year.
It was
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, next year's going to be a big year. 50 years. It's, you know, 77 to 27. But man, to have this gift in 26 about life, about such a vibrant entertainer and such an alive entertainer, and wow, just we've got so much more to experience in that movie. Just seeing it once is kind of it's kind of like we haven't really even seen it.
Right.
You know, because I'm telling you, stuff just you can't absorb that much in one sitting.
No.
And I guess
watch a couple
talking about, talking about 50 years, let's talk a little bit about the Dear Elvis event, the Elvis 101. I actually have my letter here ready to send.
You wrote it already?
I did write it already, ready to send whenever.
Very nice.
My little thing with my address has a little peacock on it. So.
Oh, okay. We know that. We know what that is.
Yes,
we do.
Exactly.
So Angie told me
about the event.
Angie told me about this, and you know, when we did the hands-on walk around, Pat and I with our white gloves, it was all items that Elvis had received from fans. And think about what Angie does for a second, coming up with yearly multiple exhibits, and come up with a concept. Okay, Elvis 101. We're gonna do Dear Elvis. It's about stuff you know, fans. Okay, what is that? Where, you know, do we have things to, you know, to show that? She takes the concept, the items, and puts it all together. And I think this is really neat because I mean, look at what you've got there, Tessa. You've got a letter from you to Elvis.
Yep.
Through the mists of time, you have written a fan letter.
I know.
I mean, that just the physical act of sitting down and writing something.
It was crazy because even writing it, I was like, I think I wrote in it. It's so crazy to think that I'm writing a letter to Elvis when, you know, it's been however many years, but all of the things in my life, that the little Elvis things that have been throughout my life. And it was like, it was emotional. I got emotional writing it because it's, you know, this little like invisible string thing, you know, theory. And it's such an incredible idea for an exhibit,
Mhm.
and I'm sure showing all those items and stuff was.
And I think we talked about this a little bit in showing all those items that we had, including, I mean, good Lord, that crown from Aloha that somebody handed him,
It's really cool.
to hold that and to walk around with it. But think about this. They kept all that stuff. They kept it.
Yeah.
That sweater, they kept that sweater that somebody knitted for him.
Saying it was in his closet, I was like,
I was going to say that
right now.
I mean, there are things when we do the mansion tour, when we go in, when I take people into the music room, there are items on the table to the right, just past the peacock stained glass that you can't see from the foyer. There's several things on the thing. They're all gifts from fans. That there's a gift on one of the coffee tables. You can see it's like a outline of a guitar player, like a Mexican piece of, that was a gift from a fan. The samurai sword, which is in the the bookcase, that was a gift from a fan. They kept all that because fans sent it to them, and I said, so Angie, that makes your job doubly hard because somewhere in this vast thing of archive that you have is a letter from 14-year-old me. In 1974, people are like, "Are you, Tom? Are you going to do the Dear Elvis thing?" I said, "Oh yeah, I did it. I did it in '74. I'm ahead of you guys. My letter's in there somewhere, and I love that. I hope they don't find it because I'm sure it's going to be embarrassing."
I want them to find it. I think it's so.
Wouldn't that be funny to read
It would be very funny.
Here I am, 66, to read a letter from 14-year-old me.
Oh my 14-year-old letters
from Tupelo to Elvis in Memphis in '74, and there I sit at the mansion working for Elvis, reading this letter from 14-year-old me. I'm like, Elvis, I hope I said in the letter, Elvis, one day I'm going to work for you. Because I did, I got to. So that was pretty cool. I retired from broadcasting in September of last year, of 25, and 43 years in broadcasting. And somebody said, so what are you going to do with your free time? I go, I don't have any free time. I work for the king. I got stuff to do now. I've just, the job thing was getting in the way of working for the king.
Right.
I'm on tour. Jerry said, Tom, you're still on, you got to go on tour for Elvis. So I said, that's what I do now. So I work for Elvis. So,
yeah. I mean, that's like the dream. It's just, and it's incredible to think of, all of these things that all of us do. And I think it's going to be cool to see in the exhibit, different people's skills and different people's way of like paying homage. And, it's going to be a beautiful event. And I think I'm really glad that they're doing it. And it must have been cool to like announce that for everyone.
Yeah. It's funny. I sometimes lose track of what's known and what's not known, because I work with them in advance of things. And I'm always like, can I talk about this? And they're like, no. I go, okay. I don't know if it's known or not known. I knew for a while about that one. And I thought this is going to be one that's going to speak to all the fans because it is going to allow your age group, younger than you, to write fan, but it's also going to enable my generation and older to maybe write that fan letter we never got to write.
Yeah.
And I think just the physical act, like you said, of sitting down, writing the letter, folding it, putting in an envelope. It's like, it's not an email. It's not something you go, and thank you very much for your wedding gift. Okay, thank you very much. Sit down and write it. Even if you can't read it, it doesn't matter. You've got to physically do it old school and write that letter and send it in. And think of the thousands of people all over the world who will be sharing their story. I mean, whatever it was about this guy, everybody has everybody's got a story, We were at the beginning of the week. I was talking about, I don't know if, did you come to conversations? Are you busy? That stuff going on?
I wasn't there. Yeah. I don't think we got tickets.
It's okay. Right. I've got a video.
We were on a budget.
I've got a video. I'll show you the whole thing. Just wait right here. I'll show it to you right here. No, but I talked about 10-second miracles and it was, it's things that happen in your life that you're like, wow, that was weird. That was strange. Like you're thinking of a song and you get in your car and it's on the radio.
Yeah.
That's a 10-second miracle. But you have to verbally acknowledge it. You have to say, that was a 10-second miracle. Oh, wow, that's a 10-second miracle.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, this Elvis 101 or Elvis, Dear Elvis is like that. It's a way to physically acknowledge, thank you. This is, my fan letter, thank you to you. But the 10-second miracles, like I said, that happen to you. So, and I'll tell you, the one that happened right around proclamation, I picked up Jerry at the hotel and we got in my Jeep. And and I have a red Jeep, and just as I was getting ready to crank the Jeep, I thought, oh no, I don't think I was listening to Elvis radio last. So when this comes on, I don't know what I was listening to. And so I turned it on and I had it turned way down. And I saw that it was the Beatles channel. And I was like, oh, okay, it's the Beatles. So I turned it up. 10-second miracle, the Beatles are doing That's All Right, Mama.
Like what?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they did it like on the BBC, like in the early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the Beatles doing That's All Right. And Jerry's like, I was about to get on to you for not having Elvis radio, but at least they're singing an Elvis song. And I was like, yeah, thank God. And I thought 10-second miracle. And Jerry knows 10-second miracle. So we go around the back way of the mansion or the hotel, and we get to the mansion, and I park, and it's one of the pictures I posted on Facebook that and Instagram that my Jeep parked at Graceland up in the side, and you can see my red Jeep. And I'm like, hey, that's my Jeep, Elvis 4. And we get so an hour and a half later, we get in the Jeep for me to take him back to the hotel. He's going to rest, and then he's going to go over for the cake cutting. We get in the Jeep, and I turn the Jeep on, and it's Elvis singing That's All Right, Mama.
Like 10-second miracle.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And we were both like, okay, that was an Elvis 10-second miracle. Because here we sit at Graceland backing out of the driveway, and it's him. I mean, and it's going to be him because I flipped it over to Elvis radio. So,
but that song
that we just heard by the Beatles, and
oh my gosh,
I had people, it was so much fun.
There's so many Elvis 10-second miracles.
I had people all week coming up to me going, Tom, I got to tell you about my 10-second miracle. I mean, it was a thing we got going that that I had talked about it on stage, and all these different things happening, and people were coming up telling me hey, let me tell you what happened. I was thinking of this person, and they just called me, and we were talking about, all these things that were happening. And I thought that's the kind of stuff we need to spread around, these 10-second miracles. And especially when you're around Elvis and Graceland, it always happens.
I mean, for me, the one, I'm sure Megan knows what I'm going to say. The first year, like it was 2024, I'd never watched The Vigil. Like I didn't know. And we were, starting our beautiful friendship. And we watched it together on like FaceTime, and we both were watching The Vigil. And I had been saying, wow, I Need Somebody to Lean On is just like the most beautiful Elvis song to me. And it's like random. People don't really sing it. It's not played very often. And my heart, like it just something about the first time I heard it, I just cried because I was like, his voice is just incredible. And like the song is incredible, underrated. It's my favorite song. We all knew this. And there's, we're watching The Vigil. I'd never watched it before. And they said, the theme for this year is I Need Somebody to Lean On. And I was like, I took off my glasses immediately. I'm like sobbing.
Waterworks.
Wow.
Because it's those little things, this like little Elvis magic of, I don't know. I wrote some short story my sophomore year of college about the day Elvis died. I wasn't an Elvis fan. Like those little things of those 10-second Elvis miracles are just everywhere. And I always like to say, I think when God tries to tell me what to do, he'll send me Elvis or he'll send me cats. And I'm like, okay, got it. Like, it's fine. I'm like, what? Am I doing the right thing? And then it's like an Elvis song will be playing at Target. I'm like, okay, got it. Thank you.
I feel that way too. It's like, I always kind of, I never had a plan of, I knew I was going to be on TV or radio. I knew it because that's all I wanted to do. Didn't worry about how it was going to happen. Prepared for it. Was a theater major. Was a journalism major. Got a job at the TV station. Worked overnights, and I'm like, I'll end up on TV, and I did. I ended up. It's just no plan. It's going to happen. It's just meant to be. I'm just going to wing it, and if it doesn't happen, something's going to tweak and happen, and that'll be nice to do that. And same thing in being involved in working with Elvis now and with EPE. I mean, working on That's the Way It Is and ending up in Memphis in a meeting, and they ask, who the heck are you knowing all this? And I told them, and that was 25 years ago. And the 10-second miracle sometimes is just listening to what's going on around you and not, I always tell people, I never ran for a plane. You have a quick turnaround. You're like, you better run if you want to get that plane. I go, I'm not running. Because if I'm supposed to be on that plane, I'll be on that plane, whether I run or walk. And I swear, every time they said run and I walked, something had delayed that plane. And I got on the plane. Because I'm supposed to be on the plane. If I'm not supposed to be on the plane, I'm not going to be on the plane. It's like that old joke, the guy's up on the rooftop in the flood and he's praying and he says, Lord, send me something to rescue me. I can see my life drifting away. I'm going to drown. I'm going to die. And Lord, please send me something. And all of a sudden a guy pulls up in a boat and says, hey, get on the boat. Get on a boat. And the guy goes, oh, no, I'm waiting on the Lord is going to send me a sign. And the boat goes away and then another boat comes up. And he goes, no, I'm waiting on a sign. And a helicopter guy, he goes, grab the rope on the helicopter. I'm waiting on a sign. And then the water comes up and the guy drowns and he gets to heaven and he asks God, he goes, what happened? I was waiting on a sign. And God said, well, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Just the same thing with Elvis, with listening for things. If you're thinking about something and you hear a song, like need somebody to lean on, you're like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. That was speaking to you.
Out loud, like I'm having a bad day and I'm walking through the strip mall and I'm hearing like, it's now or never. I'm like, oh, and I'm always out loud. I'm always like, got it. Like, thank you. I hear it. I understand.
I do that. I'll be like, how you doing, Elvis?
Yeah.
How you doing, Elvis?
All right. I got you.
Yeah. I just feel like sometimes she's like, hey, Tom, I just want you to, yep, got it, Elvis. Yep. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Needed that.
Yep, always.
When, I always say that Elvis has a song for every situation. So, when I was a teenager and I was dating, breaking up, dating, I'm 15, 16 years old. How serious can it possibly be? But boy, Separate Ways, always on my mind. Fool. Those are great songs when you're 15 and you broke up with somebody and you're like, man, this Elvis guy knows everything. And there's just a song for it, for everything.
Always. Really is. Even Song of the Shrimp.
That's her guilty pleasure song.
We go to a restaurant for seafood and I'm always like, thanks to the rolling, thanks to the rolling sea. And she's like, my wife's like, please stop. Please stop.
Like,
stop.
That's enough out of you.
That's good.
Yeah. I want to see an ETA win with that song.
I mean, that would be talent.
Yeah, yes. I know you can sing Suspicious Minds, but what about Queenie Wahine? Let's see you pull that one out.
Queenie Wahine's
Yeah. Dean Z does a great Queenie Wahine, though, so I got to give him credit on that. He does a fantastic Queenie Wahine.
That's so random.
Unparalleled.
I do too.
Unparalleled.
Yeah.
He said it's a very deep song. You have to really get behind the lyrics and really listen to it.
Oh my goodness.
I can get that. I can get behind that.
He's your uncle, feel it. Not your dad.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
There's a song. There's even an income tax song, for goodness sake. Come on.
Exactly. There's a song for everything.
I'm obsessed. It's so funny.
One thing, Tom, I was going to ask you about the Dear Elvis was, so we're writing letters for Dear Elvis. Obviously, we all got like our little packets, but they're also encouraging people to like send in like their artwork. Like we were showcasing like the crown, the sweater, the Japanese fan that Elvis got. But they were also like, we want to put a modern spin on it. What are you expecting like Elvis fans to be sending in that's like a modern physical example besides a letter of their love for Elvis?
Wow.
I know, getting real deep there.
I know. I bet there are going to be some people sending in photos of their tattoos.
I have a tattoo.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. See?
There you go.
I've seen some amazing artwork in tattoos. I know a girl that's got the peacock. Speaking of peacocks, got the peacock.
I have a peacock here.
There you go. There you go. Maybe you're the girl I saw. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's a great question. I don't know. don't know. You're of that generation. What are you thinking about? I'm still chiseling rocks with I'm still chiseling rocks to make letters.
Well, I was wondering about like a singing video. Because that's what I, do, and that's like a way I would honor Elvis. And I don't know, something that's important to the both of us. That was something I considered. But Megan, what was your idea? I liked your idea.
Okay, so
it's so cute.
I actually started this.
You asked me this question just so you could say this, I think, right?
Well, no.
She wanted to make sure it was
not
okay
very
and appropriate.
Modern, I guess. It's not necessarily like modern. I know like
I'll
Andrew was talking about like more technology-based things. So I had started this a while ago because I had watched an Inside Graceland video. I love yours and Angie's videos where you go inside Graceland, like show the things that we don't get to see. And like she was showing one time that like they kept all these different things that Elvis was sent by fans, even things like after his death, they still kept them. I'm like, I'm going to send something to Elvis. And so I had gotten this like 1950s, 1960s teddy bear because Elvis got teddy bears and I love to sew. So I was going to make the little outfit that Elvis wore in Loving You when he sang Teddy Bear for the teddy bear.
Perfect.
And that's, so it's not necessarily a modern idea because like sewing's been around and teddy bears have been around for a while, but
you're treating it.
Thinking.
You're treating it. It's of now. It's like he's not gone. He's going to see this. This is what you wore in Loving You. I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
And
it's Tom Brown approved.
It's Tom Brown approved. Patent pending. And it's immediately identifiable to Elvis fans.
Yes.
They'll immediately get first of all, they'll go, "Oh, teddy bear. He wore that singing teddy bear. It's a teddy bear. It's a slow joke. It's like 3 punchlines in one." Very good.
Perfect.
I was thinking. That was just my thought. But like I said, I'm really excited to see what other people do that's like technology based.
And technology.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, and Angie will have a great representation of it, up there.
Absolutely.
Elvis fans are pretty smart and pretty talented,
Yes.
There's so many, artists in this community and like even people making edits and people, remastering footage. Like there's there's people doing everything on here. Really. It's incredible to see it like other crazy people.
Have you seen the AI videos of like if Elvis was in Star Wars?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I've
like
not seen the Star Wars one.
Yeah, I'm like if he had played Han Solo and stuff. What I love about them all is he's still got a little bit of that Southern accent. So he's still like, well, I'll tell you what, Princess Leia, you're gonna have to come out there and we're gonna get over there. We're gonna get that over the Millennium Falcon over there.
Oh my gosh.
And I think it's fun. I think it's funny.
It's fun.
And he loved technology, so I think he would totally be into all this stuff. He would have a podcast, maybe. I don't know. My mom is calling me. My mom is calling me. Must be time for our daily talk. So, actually, my mom has a podcast, and I have to go be on it now. So,
oh, really? Okay.
We're ready. What's it called?
It's called "Pick That Up." Turn those lights off. We can't afford it. We can't afford that.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I guess,
but I'm so glad. I'm so glad you had me back as a return guest.
Yeah, we're so glad that you came. Yeah.
Well, I have to stay. I want to stay right in front of Dwight Eisenhower in view. So I want to make sure that I'm just just want to stay right. I'm coming after you, Dwight. Coming after you, man.
Yeah, I guess looking forward, Elvis Week was amazing. Birthday Week was amazing. You wore a lot of hats. You hosted a lot of different events. Jungle Room, like you said, you were producing that, and I didn't even know that. So that's incredible that you worked on that. Talking to these people and really hearing these Elvis stories. I will say you always do an incredible job of like framing the interviews. And
thank you.
I guess we're all looking forward, for EPiC. And how do you think this is going to shape, what's going on in the next year, Graceland programming type things?
I think the number one thing that Elvis fans need to do is to get tickets to EPiC, and we need to put EPiC on the charts.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
there's enough of us out there. Last time I checked on Spotify, I think there are 44 million of us that listen to Elvis on Spotify.
Yeah.
Even if EPiC is not playing in your area, buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Buy a ticket in some theater that if you could go to that theater, you would see EPiC, but instead there'll be an empty seat, but you sold that ticket because Elvis, you know what? We need to, we need to, we need to put people in theaters to see EPiC. And especially that first week, because you know how we get more things like EPiC is if EPiC makes money for the bosses, because, even though some people don't like to admit it, it's been happening since 1954. Sam Phillips put out That's All Right Mama to try to make money for him and Elvis. So this is a business. And the way we support the business is we buy the product. And this is an amazing, amazing thing. And if we want more,
EPiC,
you know,
if you shall.
If we want nice, shiny things, we have to get the shiny things that are in front of us. And, you know, there are categories for awards and Oscars and the documentary category. So Baz is known, you know, Elvis did very well in Oscar nominations. I think we need to remember that, and we need to support EPiC, and we need to see it. And we do need to see it in the theater too.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
buy it in all its ways that it comes out, but also be sure to go see it in the theater, because and you're going to have to see it a couple times.
I literally requested off work. I was like, I'm not working February 18th. I'm going somewhere. Like, I need to go.
So Tessa, you're going to see it one extra time secretly so you can be even with Megan, right? Because she's one ahead of both of us right now.
Well, I do think I will be seeing it twice. I'm seeing it with my boyfriend on the 18th, and he hasn't seen it. And he's like, he's starting to get to the point with Elvis that he's like, can I come to Memphis with you? And I'm like, yeah, you can. But I needed you to get to that point. Like, I didn't want to tell you to
I couldn't make you.
Right. Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, we'll go see it in IMAX, because there's actually one 2 minutes from my house, which is perfect. And then I think on the weekend, another girl who we met, and Megan actually met her at TIFF in Toronto, she lives in Buffalo, but I think she's going to come here and we'll see it. And I have another Elvis friend in Syracuse, Nicolette. So Laura and I will probably go see it again that week. So that'll be really fun.
So Megan, you just have to stay a step ahead of us.
You always have to see it. The 18th, the 19th, the 20th.
Every day.
Every day, covering the bases.
Just reserve the same seat every day.
Also, we talked they did with Jonathan Redmond. He said, if you're seeing it at IMAX, you have to sit 2/3 to 3/4 of the way back for the best viewing experience.
And in the middle.
I will be in the middle, so that will be my seat.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll look for you there. And
so just kind of final wrapping up stuff, where can people find you? What are you working on, you know, in the upcoming
what's next for Tom Brown?
The next big thing, when does this drop or get posted?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
We have a quick turnaround.
Wow. So as we record this, next week I'll be in Myrtle Beach at the North Myrtle Beach Elvis Festival with Cody Daneth and the team there. And then in March, on the 19th through the 23rd, the Nashville Elvis Festival, which I co-produce, and it's our 10th annual festival. Amazing. And we have 8 ultimates and 2 previous Nashville winners. So we got a lot of great people coming to that. And then Kentucky and Georgia and Texas and Arkansas, they're just, you know, I'm on tour for the King now. So
you really are.
Elvis on tour.
I go, and it'll be Elvis week before you know it.
I know.
In August.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, I can't wait to that long.
I know.
Well, go to the videos. You can watch all the videos.
There's content.
There's so much more. And, you know, to that person out there that I met, I hope you've watched Fun in Acapulco. You've had time.
Yeah. I watched it, but it was a blur.
Yeah. I was going to actually start over on the Elvis movies. I think like I'm going to, because I've got them all over here on, you know, DVD and stuff. I was just going to start because you fade sometimes.
I have like 3 I haven't watched.
Yeah.
He gave up.
Do you know what they are?
Yeah, I do have a list. Let me see it. Clam bake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, sorry, I can't
Speedway?
find my list right now. Okay. Clam Bake, Stay Away Joe, Speedway, and The Trouble with Girls. Those are the 4.
Okay. Well,
No, yeah, fair enough.
if I had 4, probably not Speedway. I'm like, come on.
Speedway's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nancy Sinatra, come on.
See, and I'm like, maybe I did watch that, but a lot of them, I'm like, maybe I did watch that, but I don't really remember.
Or you just really don't like Bill Bixby, because I think he's in a couple of those too. So
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
you've got your homework.
Yeah.
I do.
Good luck with Trouble with Girls. I'll just say that.
And how to get into it.
Yeah. How to get out of it. The Elvis movies, I always say, they were maybe not the best use of Elvis's talent in the 60s. Probably not. But man, there's certainly a way that 3, 4, 5, and 6-year-olds discover Elvis these days.
Yes, absolutely. I think Dwight discovered Elvis, and I think he became a fan from Fun in Acapulco, singing Bossa Nova Baby. That was his Elvis moment.
There you go. 10-second miracle. 10-second miracle for Dwight.
Yeah.
Who knew? Buried in Fun in Acapulco.
I know.
I've actually interviewed the guy who was the kid in the basket that Elvis biked around. I've interviewed everybody. Yeah. Larry Damason or Damason. The actor, Larry Damason, who played the young kid in Fun in Acapulco, his niece is Haley Steinfeld.
So random.
Okay.
There you go. That was just in Sinners,
Yeah.
That's his niece. So she's 1 degree away from Elvis. Her uncle was in an Elvis movie.
That is so weird.
Thank you. This is the kind of useless information you have when you're an Elvis host.
But you know what? It's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. Somehow I found a living in this, so that's good. Well, I always say if this was Bruce Springsteen's birthday celebration, I don't know anything. So I would be a terrible host of Bruce Springsteen's birthday, because I wouldn't know anything. So thank goodness it's Elvis.
Thank goodness.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Thanks for keeping it going, man, with the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Trust me, it's hard to do a podcast, because it's fun at first, and then you got to do week 38 and then month 47, and you got to just keep it up there, because you don't know when people are going to discover you.
I think we're nearing like 50 episodes now, which is pretty exciting.
Good for you.
We started August 16th, 2024. So
wow. Good for you. It's just the discipline of doing it.
We got a couple exciting ones coming up. We're going to talk about, I guess this will probably be the next episode, so can spoil it. We're going to talk about the history of the TCB.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, and I think the phrase, I got my TLC here. But talking about it.
I know.
Well, that's got a great history.
It does.
Lowell Hayes. God bless Lowell Hayes.
Yep.
All right. Thank you much. Sure. Great. Yeah. I'm glad we literally ran into each other at the EPiC.
Yes. Me too. And we were just like, it was so good.
Yeah.
We were still kind of, we're both kind of shell-shocked from seeing the movie. So I'm glad we got to run into each other in person.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us today.
Yeah. That's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Chronicles of the King podcast. If you love what you heard, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps bring the King's story to life. You can follow us on social media at the Chronicles of the King for updates, upcoming series, and more. We'd love to hear your input and any of your favorite Elvis moments. Until next time, keep rocking and rolling, and we'll be back soon with more stories from Elvis's extraordinary life. With TLC, we'll see you on the next episode of the Chronicles of the King.